Well, we have a little dilemma on our hands, people. It seems like white supremacy is showing its true colors. Some people thought they were white. They're getting their wake up call. Well, should I say, they're getting their bedtime story told to them, and they're being put to sleep permanently. Hmm. I guess black people made this up all these years about white supremacy. Chickens are finally coming home to roost. We'll talk about it next. Gangster talk. Dame hit it.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game going for mine. Alright. And this is here when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this line, take the real. Bang him out. You know all the street eyes in the realms of the street. Your local street dog got the make heads. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know when I hit the streets, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfucker, bang. Why I'm a singer, yo. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash pop. Big cop. And that's some shit. I'm playing it. The living rich now station. Yeah, caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas stay alive. Peeling caps while I'm laughing. In the staff, in the half. Remy in the glass. Off the phone that I'm blast. They wanna confine me. Sneak from behind me. Busting them. Beware, you can't find me. See a young player. Hey, they never see it spray. But I'm like this. Fulminator, sweep the metal off. Birds and nouns like when blow your head off. Hitting up spots. Rocks. If it's in the top, like come on, get the props. I'm out getting dreaming, ain't no doubt in my mind. Shit, I get down for mine. With this a deep old age, when I spring the melee content and punctuation is committed to 8K. You the day, dose of pure motherfucking like top again. The karma's a boost fuck. Decapitated rappers with my trunk. I'm sick. Skunk bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back like these clowns be zigzagging. About flipping keys, come on, get nickel bagging. I'm blasting on this. Million dollars, believe what you see. I was packing heaters with jokers and banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same. Black game, I'm going for banging rookies out the brain. Y'all don't forgot to push the from the start. Wine, eating dollar. From the ass. Complicated lyrics are sticking the brains like barnacle. Never squeak. I'm in the drugs to the streets with techniques and broken in bleach. Ain't nothing sweet about this, so I'm poetically. I'm like come up and lyrics sound like fish scale. I got the finger at your throat and you ain't doing no science. Can't dip. Let them know I get down for mine. I get down for
All right, get down for mine. It seems like that's what we're going to be doing here in 2021. Everybody's going to be getting down for this. You don't have any choice because white supremacy is on a terror right now. And let me tell you something. This ain't your ancestors' white supremacy. This ain't your mom and pop white supremacy. This is a white supremacy that's bold, in your face, and don't give a damn if you know it or not, and don't give a damn what you think about who life it claims. Welcome to Gangsta Talk, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to the strong people in the chat. I'm always joined by my partner in crime, the lovely Lady Dane. Avanar is sleeping. It's late in Africa right now. We might have we might have the young. We call her the young OG. You know what I'm saying? Auntie. She might pop up. She might not, but she might show up in the chat. You know, the title is "You Thought You Were White." We're gonna talk about that too, but we got a whole bunch of stuff we're gonna talk about tonight. I'm feeling good. I got plenty of time. I'm riding on the road. I feel like really getting into some stuff. But let's first start with "You Thought You Were White." Now, see, I don't want to laugh because somebody lost their life, right? And it seems that this is starting to happen all over the country. And it's not just black people anymore being targeted. White supremacy is targeting the elderly, they're targeting the mentally ill, and they don't give a damn what nationality they're, even if they're white, they're taking them out. White supremacy has an agenda right now, and they seem to be focused. They are taking people straight up out of here. No one is trying to reform the police. Don't fall for that crap. They're not doing a damn thing. If they were doing something to change what the police are doing, then you wouldn't have cops kneeling down on people's necks, knowing they can't breathe. You think they don't know you can't breathe? Seriously. After they done killed so many people, you think they really know? I'm sorry, you think they really don't know you can't breathe? They know damn well you can't breathe. What's being done is being done deliberately. They are doing this on purpose. There are certain people that are being targeted, certain things that are being targeted. And they even taking care of their own baggage, their own elderly, their own mentally ill. They're trying to get them up out of there. Okay? There's a civil war going on between white society that nobody knows about because, you see, they don't publicize that. All right? But we need to have one of our own because we got some niggers that done turned against us and has sided with white supremacy. Go back to the podcast I did about the new faces of white supremacy. So let's get into this article. Right off the bat, we're going to get into an article. Let's see if the dame is available. First of all, before I go any further, let's get a sound check from everybody. Y'all know how I get down. Put that one in the chat if you can hear me. Dane, let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear if you're there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got the article?
Yes.
Okay, check the chat. Let me see if there's some ones in the chat. I want to make sure I'm coming through.
Okay. Yes. You got some ones.
All right. Now, Dame, hit this article. Just read it. We're not going to put it up on the screen. We ain't going to go through all that because they really ain't know. Matter of fact, do they have any pictures?
They have a video. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me scroll down. I know there's one picture. Yep. They got a picture of the man who died.
All right. Okay. Well, throw them up there. Do your FBI thing real quick and throw them up there. We're going to show y'all something. See, I'm going to tell y'all something, right? You need to go ahead and turn in your coon cards, your honorary white cards. They're no good anymore. They're no longer accepted by white supremacy. They don't want any more coons. They don't need any more honorary whites. This is about sheer survival. This COVID-19 thing ain't no joke. And it's affecting them more than it's affecting anyone else. They're out here going ballistic. It's time you arm yourself. Start learning how to protect yourself and defend yourself. While you out here bullshitting, worrying about Tekashi 6ix9ine, you need to be getting your gun permit. Fuck these damn celebrities. Get you a gun permit. Get you a burner. Okay, get you a burner. All right, so Dame, are you ready with that article, or you still?
Okay. All right.
Dame is Dame be flying around. Okay, yeah, Dame.
All right.
The
This
FBI
channel.
thing.
All right. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However,
Which channel?
Huh?
Which channel?
The Ebony Star Network.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me do it this way. The Ebony Star Network may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, bingo, comment, definitely, news report, teaching, of course, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Ta-da! Okay, now for the article.
Yeah, throw that mug shot up there.
All right. See this gentleman here? He is Filipino, and he had his neck nailed down by the police.
Now, hold on before you go any further. These Filipino people, as in not black. Now, you know all of these foreigners don't want to identify with anybody black, right? They come over here and they feel that if they're honorary white people, they can get ahead of us. Well, one problem. They are now being targeted too, as you will hear, Dane.
All right. Now, okay, he's a naval veteran who was going through an episode of paranoia. He died after a North California police officer knelt on his neck for several minutes, as his family said Tuesday.
Okay, stop. We don't need to go through the whole thing. Okay, now, knelt on his neck for several minutes. Does this sound familiar? Can you say George Floyd? Now, I'm going to tell you something, people. These are the people that made it into the news. There are more people that they've done this to. Okay? They've done this to more people who never made the news. I mean, one of the most cold-blooded killings I've seen on tape was the brutal shooting of a man in the one where the cop was sitting on top of his back and had the gun pointed to his head and kept telling him to stop moving. Now, I don't know how you can move with somebody sitting on you like that. And then he point blank shot him in the back of the head and then dived over on some commando shit and shot him 3 more times like he was in danger to try to make it look like he was moving. I don't know how you do that with the man in handcuffs and you're sitting on top of him. Now, when you see stuff like that, what goes through your mind? You see, the problem is when y'all see stuff like that, y'all accept it. And you accept it by saying, well, man, he had his hands, behind his back. He's sitting on top of him. What could he do? See, that's acceptance. What's not acceptance is an answer, a physical answer. Okay? Nigeria. Say what you want about Nigeria. I don't even like Nigerians, okay? But let me tell you something. They keep their police officers in check. They take it to the street. When something crazy happens, they don't let it get out of hand. They get after their police officers. Now, I'm not inciting violence against the police. I'm just saying. Everybody don't accept what they see. But black people have been trained to be very docile and passive and accepting. Dave, go on mute, please, real quick.
Okay.
Very, very docile, right? And so when you see that, you accept it. We all know that that man couldn't move. That man was murdered in cold blood, right in front of your eyes. I had to pull that article up at some point, let you guys know what I'm talking. I'm bad with names because I'm always progressing. I don't really dwell on things too much. That's why it's hard for me to remember stuff. But let's get back to this Filipino. Now, he was mentally ill, suffering from some kind of mental illness that he developed while he was in the military on active duty. Active duty tends to do that to you. It tends to wig you out every now and then, depending on what tour you're doing, depending on where you're serving at, right? Sometimes you get a little wigged out. No big deal, just a little psychotic episode here and there. They usually go away. Sometimes they don't, though. Well, apparently he was going through such an episode that ran its course. He was wigging out, and then the wigging out stopped. But while he was wigging out, his sister thought he was going to harm his mother, and she called the death squad, aka the police, the 5-0, the fuzz, the pigs. Called the death squad. And they showed up, and they did exactly what they came to do: put somebody to death. And they escalated the situation. Understand, they showed up and they escalated the situation right off the bat. Because when they showed up, he was calm. Like I said, his episode had already passed. When they showed up, he was calm. He was hugging his mother. And they escalated. They came looking for it. They wanted it. They came looking for the smoke. And when they created the smoke, something created in life. They cared nothing for that because he was a foreigner, right? They are now being targeted. Not just black people anymore. Now, I'm not saying black folks are off the hook, because we're not. Because now we have to deal with some in-house shit. We got crazy ass Negroes thinking that they're white supremacists. So they have to be dealt with. But let's get back to this, right? So white supremacy is showing you its true colors. That is trying to get rid of anyone that's non-white. Even some whites is getting rid of. Going after whites too. I just saw them beat the hell out of some dude in the trailer park. White dude. Beat the hell out of him. And kicked his wife in the mouth. So all of this thinking that you're white, it's over. All you foreigners, you Chinese, your China Max. Well, China Max thinks he's black. For all of you Asians who think you're white, all you Hispanics who think you're white, all you Cubans who think you're white, whatever, it's over. White supremacy is letting you know right now, you are not white. You ever see Maury Povich when he had a black girl up there trying to figure out who her baby dad is? And he says, you are not the father. Well, white supremacy is telling you, You are not white. Mr. Filipino man, Mr. Filipina, Mr. Filipino, you are not white. Mr. Puerto Rican, you are not white. You're not. And they got, and if you don't believe me, they got a knee waiting for you. They've been your neck now. You can die that way. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Now you coons, I don't know what you're cooning for. That's not going to save you. They don't give a damn about you. Listen, the ones who are cooning, you really need to cut it out. There's nothing else to coon for. They don't care anymore. They don't need you cooning anymore. It's actually your girl Candace Owens, who they are slowly starting to hang out to dry. And she's getting nervous. Roland Martin, getting ready to run down on him. All you coons. And I want to know where y'all going to when they actually oust all of y'all. Where you going? Because you can't come back to the black community. Are you going to create your own thing? Because I want to know where you're going. Because you can't come back here. Right, ABL? With the Ku Klux Klan giving you toys and shit? You know, I said the other day, right? I don't know how the hell can you be black and love somebody Caucasian. You must not know your history. Or if you do know it, you don't care. You probably bought into that thought, well, that was so long ago. And, I wasn't there and I wasn't born in Africa. And you got to be one of those type of people, right? To read the things that they did to our ancestors and how they just brutalized the children. It was just, after reading that stuff, it just messed me up. I can't figure out people who go with, okay, I really don't understand the guys. The women are more reactionary. But why y'all going after these Beckys, man? Becky done lost her mind, by the way. Becky is committing crime. Did you know that? She's committing murders. She just shot 2 of her daughters. That ain't the first time. He killing her daughters and shit. And some of her daughters are mixed. Isn't that right, Dane?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and so you guys going with these Beckys. Again, you're not white. You are not white.
And your kids ain't
so
white.
The honorary, no. So the coon thing is, I don't know, listen, we're in a new age now. This is a whole different ball of wax. There's something new going on now. We're in a new era. There's some new shit happening now. That coon shit ain't working anymore. You go down and lick the master's boots, now he's liable to kick your face off. Face off, like the movie, face off, like kick, face. used to be there, now it's all the way over there. Yeah, he might kick your face off now. He don't want any coons. He's looking for total dominance. You know why? Because his race, the existence of his race is in serious jeopardy. He's sweating bullets. He needs total dominance in order to survive. And he's trying to get it any way he can. He's going berserk trying to get total dominance in order for his race to survive. That's the only way his race is going to survive. They need to have total dominance of everyone, even their own, to survive. A lot of stuff you guys don't know about COVID-19. A lot of stuff they're keeping under wraps. Oh, of course, they're messing with the numbers. They're fudging the numbers. You know who's dying the least from the COVID-19? You wouldn't believe me if I told you, because many of you have already believed what white folks have told you, right? They told you that black folks is dying all over the place, right? Well, that's not true. We are dying the least. But don't take my word for it. Do your research. But we are dying the least. And I mean, very, very least. It's not what you thought it was. And there's so many of them dying, right? That they're staging deaths. Deaths. The people who have died like 6, 7 months ago or 4 months ago due to COVID. And they're coming out 5 months later talking about, oh, so-and-so just died. That's how bad it is. So, you're not white. You need to stop it. Tree of Life, ABL, Larry Elder, Super Coon, Jesse Lee Peterson. You haven't lived until you lick the master's boots. Good old Jesse Lee Peterson. Even he's starting to realize that his coon days are numbered. He got that dumb look on his face like, what am I going to do? It ain't like when boys were boys and boys were boys. When men were men and boys were boys. Why all of the dudes keep talking about dudes all the time, man? Nobody don't talk about women anymore? Back when boys were boys and men were men. What about the women? Well, women? I mean, nobody wants to talk about women. What's with all of this gay shit, man? Everybody, all these niggas talking about the other niggas. Oh, yeah, yo, we have women on the planet too. I mean, these guys, yo, okay. We heard Mr. Fake Viral talk about get rid of all of the women. You know what would happen if you got rid of women? You sissy bims would be targeted. And you mantis queers would be targeted. You give it all the women, you guys are pretty much done. Quickly, too. Oh, you think you're going to walk around here and survive? Is that what you think? Oh, no, that's not. No. You see, without women, the testosterone will grow completely out of control. And the anger, the rage will get so high that the only thing that'll be able to calm it down for a little bit is taking out one of you. You guys would be targeted because the men would blame everything on you. Since you're speaking the loudest against women, you will be targeted first. And then once they're done with you, they'll kill each other. Can't have a world without women. Are you crazy? It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. be able to have an abundance. No, you won't. Wouldn't last long at all. What you think somebody gonna do? Sit there? Man, look, we actually think that straight guys are going to be on a planet with some gay dudes and don't care nothing about no women. Nah, you got us fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. 100% fucked up. And if that ever happened, you can kiss your asses goodbye. But before we kill each other, we're going to have fun taking you out. But let's get back to this white thing. You guys think you're white. Well, this is what's waiting for you. A knee on the back of the neck. That's what's waiting for you. Don't take my word for it. Look at Mr. Filipino. And he's not the only one. We're going to start putting up articles of different races getting the knee. And they keep lying to you, talking about police reform. Biden just signed an executive order for police. Man, they ain't doing shit to the police. You see any police? You see any police departments defunded yet? I haven't. Oh, shit about defunded police. Where is it at? But you need to wake up. If you don't wake up, you're gonna get put to sleep. How about that? Because they are putting people to sleep. Hold on 1 second. They're putting people to sleep. Uh-oh. Man, every time I get going real well, always something. Shit. Sorry about that, folks. Lady Dane,
Uh-huh.
I need a hand here. Take over real quick.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's another reason. Okay. They feel that, since our own is getting rid of our own for them, or what used to be our own, now they the soldiers for white supremacy, whether they know it or not.
Oh, they know it.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing.
They can concentrate on the rest of y'all who they've been letting y'all think y'all was white because it benefit them to let y'all believe y'all was white.
Okay, Dame, thanks. I'm back. She's absolutely right. See, now that you guys have been brought in thinking that you're white, you're bootlickers, it's payback. It's payback for you turning on your people. Oh, wait a minute. Did you actually think that they was going to trust you? Did you actually think that they meant what they told you? Hey, come on the coon for us, We're going to take care of you and your kids. Don't worry about it. We're going to give you a few dollars. You can get to call the niggas the niggas. You can get to act like us, for crying out loud. And you do it. You go and put on your little tie and start talking like a white man. And you denounce your blackness. And you start licking boots until your tongue goes black. Do you have a permanent crazy look on your face from the taste of the shoe polish you can't get out of your mouth? Now it's all for nothing. And every time an article come up, we're going to let you know the next so-called honorary white person that bites the dust. They're selling you the knee. They're saying that, okay, we're going to put our guns away because you're complaining about the shootings. You're complaining about us blowing people away. So we're going to put the guns away and take out the knee. It's just as lethal, and it's not as messy. So now the race holders are like, well, damn if we do, damn if we don't. If we give them a messy death, we're in trouble. If we give them a clean death, we're in trouble. I don't understand, how are we supposed to kill them? That's what's going down. And they're coming after your so-called honorary white folks. You thought you were white. And when you're dying slow, begging like this man was begging for his life, just like George Floyd was begging for his life, and just like other people who have begged for their life, you're going to find out real fast and real quick. As your life passes you by, they say your life passes for you before you die. I don't know how true that is, but let's just say it does. I guess if you have a clear look at your life, you're going to see that you're not white and you never were white. But shout out to the chat. I can't see the chat. Let's interact with the chat. I'm feeling good tonight, people. Lady
Okay.
Dane, come on in here. What's
Okay.
going on in the chat?
Kendall just came in. He was telling me about. I told him I didn't get the celery juice. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of celery and juice it in my blender. Real Aaron Carter just came. Aaron Collins. I'm sorry, Aaron. I keep mixing you up with a classmate of mine. uh, let's see. He just came in. Emmanuel Briggs and Mika are here. We got a new person called Baller X.
All
Um,
right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
mhm.
Shout out to the new people, Baller X. Shout out to the E Nation representing in the building, Kendall Rowland, Mr. Briggs. I already told Briggs, if Briggs ain't here, it ain't even going down. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and of course,
Yeah.
Auntie. Yeah. Chef the Disaster just came in.
Chef Disaster, my homie. What up, bro? We're talking about we're talking about people who thought they were white, but they seem to be getting the knee. The new weapon of white supremacy, the new weapon of the waste soldiers, is called the enforcer knee. It is being used to snuff out the lives of black people and non-whites. And I mean, they're going after everybody who isn't white, and they're going after some whites too. Poor man who just lost his life was Filipino. Went through a psychotic episode, which tends to happen after you served in the military. You get a psychotic episode every now and then, but they're usually harmless. Yeah, I know you keep hearing all this post-traumatic stress syndrome. People who talk that shit probably don't have it. Okay? They probably don't have it. They're just probably talking a good game on YouTube to try to build a kind of like a cat, right? When a cat is about to get into a fight with something that it feels that it cannot handle, what does it do? It bows its back up and makes its tail bushy to try to appear bigger than what it really is. Hoping to either even the odds or scare off the immediate threat. That's basically what a lot of these people are doing to keep talking about, I got PSDD. I've never seen people who had that actually talk about it. I know a couple of people who have it for real. They don't even like talk. They don't like talking about it. They don't want to bring no attention to it. They don't want to talk about it. They damn sure don't want to tell another person about it. But for some reason, all of this post-traumatic stress syndrome niggas are online running their mouth. I got PTSD. Shit. If I see a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, ain't no telling what I might do. YT gangsters, people. YouTube gangsters. They all got post-traumatic stress syndrome. And many of them wasn't even in the military. So where'd you get your post-traumatic stress syndrome from? Man, I got it playing cards, man. You know what I mean? I was playing spades and shit, man. And somebody fucking ran a Boston on us and I wigged out. When I came through, they told me I had post-traumatic stress syndrome. Did you win the game? No, we lost. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have post-traumatic stress syndrome too if I lost the game. But anyway, you know, all these YT gangsters got post-traumatic stress syndrome. All these clowns on YouTube. YT gangsters picked up post-traumatic stress syndrome on the mean streets of YouTube, the mean streets of social media. Niggas who are doing drive-by shootings on channels with the alphabet. Ain't this some shit? Motherfucker rob by your channel and start shooting letters at you and shit. YouTube gangsters. Keep hearing the same shit. You guys keep talking about you're gonna catch a plane some damn where. Ain't nobody caught shit. First of all, how the hell you get the plane ticket now? With the COVID shit going on. Some of these states aren't some of these states quarantining and shit. You can't even get in them right now. Some of them still some of these states you can't fly to right now. So you better hope the ass you supposed to be kicking on YouTube ain't in fucking Texas. Texas going through some shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
They going through some big shit right now in Texas.
Yeah.
What,
you don't have no plumbing skills, you better not stick your butt up in Texas.
Yeah, man, don't go up in Texas. YT gangster my ass. They're gonna YT gangster your ass up there.
Shoot, your own people
So
disown you. You come up there.
Right, so you YT gangster keep hearing the same shit. Nigga, I'ma see you. I'll catch a goddamn plane and shit. Hey man, why can't y'all just drive, man, or catch a goddamn train or some shit? Why? It's because you can actually get there if you got the train? And you really don't want no work? Nobody ain't trying to catch no train. Everybody wants some dangerous shit. Man, I'm gonna take the space shuttle there, motherfucker. Damn, you gonna get on the space shuttle to the motherfucker and go 300 miles and shit? Everybody on some dangerous shit. Nigga, I'm gonna get a fucking 2,000-mile bungee cord and slingshot my ass all the way over there. To fuck you up. YT gangsters, man. As a matter of fact, I heard two niggas the other day hollering and screaming like two little girls, oh, I'm gonna scratch your eyes out. No, you ain't. I'm gonna scratch your eyes out. No, I said I'm gonna scratch your eyes out first. No, I'm gonna scratch your eyes out first. Well, how you gonna see me if I scratch your eyes out? Well, hell, I always keep an extra set of eyes. I mean, It's funny. I don't say nothing. I don't engage these dudes, man. You know, I stay over here, mind my own business. You know, I don't engage these dudes because I see what's going on. It's a lot of people on here who wish that they could be something. And there's zeros in real life, right? But when they come on here, they start to add numbers to their lives. You know, they come on here, get a channel, all of a sudden they become a number one. Have a couple of arguments, and they become a number two. Join one of these phony ass factions, they go for number 3, 4, and 5. Now they have 5. Get a little YouTube fame, go all the way up to an 8. So YouTube adds numbers of significance and importance to their life. Because in real life, there's 0. Seriously. You actually got motherfuckers on here that think what they do on YouTube is some real shit. Seriously, I think it's some real shit. Like, man, what you do, man? Hey, man, I bring the people the information. All right, so do you help out in the black community? Yeah, I'm giving people the information. Giving them what information? I'm telling them some shit that they can easily look up themselves. Okay. All right. Yeah. I know what it sounds like, but it's still better than rhythm spoons. Yeah. I guess I'll buy that for $1, right? And so, you know, they go and you got motherfuckers talking about they read books, right? Everybody reads books. Okay? You know, you do a book report, you when you read
Oh,
just because you can recite a few fucking passages that you memorize out of a book doesn't tell me that you're intelligent. Do you know how to put a book together? Do you know how to make a book? Do you know how to put blank pages in a book? Do you know how to bind a book? And can you do it from scratch? Can you do it without reading? Can you build a chair without looking at any instructions or any schematics? Can you build a table? If I put 5 things in front of you, each is different, but they all go together, would you be able to figure out how to put them together? If I present a problem to you, could you solve it? On sheer thought alone. Don't tell me you read a book and come at me talking about you're smart. A lot of dumb people write books too. Now, like, listen, and I'm not trying to shit on people who read. I'm not saying something's wrong with reading, okay? But I'm more impressed with people who can create intellectually, where there's nothing. Because after all, where would we be if we didn't have those people, right? People who can think and create what they think. They can have a thought and bring that thought into fruition. They have the ability to create what they're thinking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like being able to build a house, right? If I gave you some materials, some tools, could you go and build a house? I tell you what, if I gave you materials and tools, and there's 2 of you, and I say build a house, the one who thinks he's so smart, right, will go and try to find some schematics because he's used to reading, right? So he needs some kind of guide. This is what I mean by intelligence, right? He needs some kind of guide, right? Now the other person is just standing there, right? Not building anything. So the other one is trying to put some shit together, whatever, this and that, right? Coming along a little bit, trying to read, doing that. And all of a sudden here come a rainstorm, big thunderstorm and shit. Right? And that rain hit. Guess what? Remember the one that was just standing there? All of a sudden, he know how to build a house. Because he needs shelter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the one who's reading is still trying to figure it out. He's getting soaked. He's being exposed to the elements because he's reading. The other one, fuck that. I need shelter. So he gonna take that motherfucking, those resources, and he gonna build him a shelter. He gonna put a roof over his head, while the other one is still trying to figure shit out. You understand what I'm saying? You see, the ability to create, right? Where would we be if we didn't have people who could create? That's not talent. That's called That's called intelligence, right? So please miss me with all of the reading. Not saying that reading isn't good. I love reading myself. But let's not get all carried away because you read that you're the smartest person on the planet. It doesn't work that way. So I can put you in a situation, right, and make you look dumb real quick. And your reading won't save you. You'll have to be able to think your way out. See, a lot of people think they're smart until they actually have to use their fucking brain to get out of something. What happens if you think you're smart and you get into a situation and you can't get out? You can't think your way out. Would you still feel that you were smart? See, man, a lot of people bragging a lot because you read a few articles, you read a few passages in the book, and you get up on YouTube and you run your fucking mouth, right? You swear up and down you're something. I'm not trying to take that away from you. If YouTube is what you got, that's you, fine. At least you're not out killing people. All right? But let's not get carried away here. And how come you motherfuckers all of a sudden are scholars when it comes time to fight white supremacy? That's another thing I got a problem with, right? All you YT gangsters all of a sudden turn into scholars when it's time to put up your dukes against that Zoid. See, when that Zoid ain't around, you want some, I'll F you up, I'll do all of this, I'll do that to you. I'll get on a plane and you know, I'll build a ship, a rocket ship, just to come there and whoop your ass. Y'all doing all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But when that Zoid show up, oh, you niggas get conscious. Hey, man, I'm on a higher state of consciousness right now. Hey, man, but what about that shit you said? Hey, man, that's some bullshit, man. That's some shit that was created by white folks. That's on a low vibration. I'm vibrating on a higher frequency right now, bro. All of a sudden, you vibrate on a higher frequency. You looking for a higher state of consciousness. Boy, that Zoid, soon as that Zoid show up, you are vibrating on a higher frequency all of a sudden. Now, when he wasn't around, you was on some low frequency shit, right? You was
Mhm.
on some, I'll fuck you up. Nigga, I'll take out you and your kids and your mama and your pappy too. You was some badass motherfucker. But when that Zoe shows up, nigga, you're vibrating at a higher frequency. Now you want some high evolutionary shit. You want some higher frequency. You're looking for a higher state of consciousness. Now you're all metaphysical and shit. Now you want to get the Bible and call the black woman a devil. And why are we listening to these Hebrew Israelites? Why are we listening to guys who are dressed up in costumes? Why? Who's telling you crazy shit? Like somebody getting ready to come down the sky and the blood's gonna be up to the kneecaps and all this other shit. Well, I'll tell you what, if the blood's gonna be up to the kneecaps, there's gonna be a lot of standing in place. Okay? Because if there's that much blood running in the streets, you know blood coagulate real quick. When it hits the air and all that, it's going to get thick. It's going to be hard to move around. So there's going to be a lot of standing in place if the blood comes up to the kneecaps. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of fighting going on and a lot of, you know, that's a lot of blood. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of blood. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of movement with all that blood around there. But yeah, listen to guys in costumes. I'm touching on a little bit of everything, tonight, people. I'm running from one spot to the next. Jumping on it. We're going to open it up here in a minute. Throw the link in the chat. You can come up with the Black Knight. We could just kick it, talk some shit. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. Nobody has anything else better to do. So I thought I'd fire it up. Get the gangster talk going. Talking about these YT gangsters for a minute. And you honorary white folks who are getting your car pulled. I want to know what you coons are saying. Are you having coon meetings? Are y'all getting together talking about, hey, man, what we going to do about Mr. Charlie? You know, he don't seem to want us around anymore. I mean, I went to hand him some cotton. He tried to stuff the cotton down my throat. Almost killed me. That ain't like Mr. Charlie. Are y'all having coon meetings? Are y'all discussing the matter? Because I'm telling you right now, you're in dire straits. They don't care about these coons no more. They have another agenda. So you guys are having Sambo meetings? You got your Sambos together? Trying to figure out what y'all's gonna do? And all you so-called honorary white folks, you know, you white Asians, you white Hispanics, you white Hindus, you white Filipinos, or Filipinos, or Filipina, you white Puerto Ricans. Well, I don't know if you got any white Haitians, but I've never seen one of them. Yeah, what y'all gonna do now? Because white supremacy is taking no shorts. It's going after everybody who's non-white. Now what you gonna do? What do you think, Dane? Seems like they're in a dilemma.
Yeah, and they're not paying close enough attention. Y'all heard about the attacks on Asian? I noticed the footage that they have seem to be white people attacking them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they complaining that it was racist, but they can't prove it because they smart enough. They didn't say nothing. They just attacked. And you feel like the police is not really putting much effort in the investigation.
No, they
You know,
coming to
that's not a lawyer.
they coming to enforce the knee. They've weaponized that knee, people.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming to enforce the knee.
Yeah.
They said, okay, hell, you Negroes are complaining about the gunshots, getting shot 20,000 times. Well, we got a better solution. We got the knee. Yeah, they're giving you that knee now. The thing about what kills me is we're so gullible, right? We keep falling for the fact of, well, they're not being trained properly. They're being trained properly, yeah. They know exactly what they're doing. If you're going to sit up here and actually entertain the fact that they're not trained properly, you're a damn fool. You're a damn fool, and you live in a world of make-believe. They know exactly what they're doing. And they know a motherfucker can't breathe when they apply that technique. They know that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you think that cop was trying to tell you before he killed himself? He was saying the exact thing.
Yeah. You talking about the one that killed himself? Matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, oh yeah, we did the show on that cop, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, the one that killed himself, man. He was spilling the beans. Telling y'all what it is.
Yeah.
And didn't they just smoke Reinhold over there? Where it showed that the cops, they were arguing before they killed him.
Mm.
Kind of makes me wonder what the argument was about. Because they still smoked the dude.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they arguing about? Who's going to kill him first? Because apparently the argument didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, okay, so, and shout out to the new people. Thanks for the support. Wow, we got nice numbers here tonight. Shout out to all the new people who are visiting and listening to Gangsta Talk for the first time. Me and the dame, we just regular black folk. We promote positive relations between black men and black women. This is the Ebony Star Network, backed up by the E Nation. And again, we promote positive relations between black men and black women. For those of you who are new, here are the rules. This is a haven for black women. We protect our black women on social media in this space. We do not allow any disrespect to our black women at all in this space. We have a zero tolerance for disrespect of our black women in this space. We do not allow men to fight women in this space. This is not a sissy bim space. It's not a manosphere space. This is a E-Nation space where we have real men in this space, not punks. And we protect the women in this space. So please be respectful. Okay? Do not attack our women. We will pounce. Other than that, thank you for coming and tuning in. We appreciate it. Dane, what were we talking about? I just want to put that disclaimer out there for the new people.
Oh, okay. We was talking about the cop that killed himself, trying to let you know
Yeah, so
who it was.
now, see, my problem, I don't know why he killed himself. I just would have quit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck it. You know what's going down. Quit. Get the information that you need. Go to your brothers and sisters and say, look, this is what y'all need to start doing. You need to start getting your permission to start arming yourselves, because this is going down and that's going down. I would have shared the information with the black community. And I would have told the black community what was going on. Now, of course, you got to, guard from being infiltrated by coons and sambos. But I would have told some of the closest people that I could trust, hey, this is what's going down. This is what they're about. This is what you need to do to defend against it. Don't take that information to the grave. Now, he had information that we could use. So, he died in vain, man. He didn't help us out. I mean, we can't, we don't know what's going on. Well, I'm not going to say we don't know what's going on. I mean, we do know what's going on. I mean, if you don't know what's going on by now, I don't know what planet you live on. Now, we was going to do a show. We was going to launch Team Black Star today, but we ran a little late. We'll probably run Black Star tomorrow. That's our African-based show, but we're going to be talking about Africa versus African America, right? We're going to look at how Africans deal with racism versus how African Americans deal with racism and see racism. But getting back to what we were talking about tonight, you are not white. They got the enforcer knee, people. They have weaponized a knee, a technique, a deadly technique. And they make sure they enforce it. It doesn't take 5 minutes to suffocate. You're dead a lot quicker than that. You're not lasting 5 minutes. Once that knee goes on your neck, you can forget about it. It'll be over shortly. Unless you got, some huge lungs, and you can hold on a little while longer. But they make sure they compress that neck to that there's no more oxygen. And then check this out, they're blaming it on people with health reasons. I mean, mental health issues. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now they're trying to say, well, you died, you would have been able to breathe if you were in shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're trying to put it on the person like, well, you wasn't mentally ill, you'd have been able to breathe. Well, if he wasn't retarded, he would have been able to breathe. Well, if he wasn't bipolar, he would have been able to breathe. Well, if he wasn't psychotic, it'd have been. I mean, it's just going to go on and on and on. Mm-hmm. If you weren't in shape, you would be able to breathe. That's what they're doing now. And then some cops sue somebody that he killed. He sued their family or something like that because he was traumatized from killing someone.
What?
Yeah. He sued their family. I think I'm going to bring that up. I got to look at that article. Trust me, it's in there. Shout out to the strong peoples in the chat, Hassan Burton and T. Kendall Rowland. Dame?
Huh?
Give me some feedback on the chat. I can't see the chat. What's going on in the chat?
Okay. Nancy got her angry face on. Yeah. She got 3 of them. 3 red angry faces.
What's going on? What you seeing there?
Oh, she said, I think it was Chauvin, the one that on George. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. America has convinced us to hate our dominant black genetics and be pro-white recessive genetics.
Yeah, but you know, man. Listen, it's enough. Listen, enough with all the scientific shit. It's time to do something, black people. We can't keep having conversations about what we think happened and what we know that happened, right? We know that we've been taught to hate each other. the more we talk about that, the less time we spend on finding a solution, finding a way not to hate each other. The less time we spend on changing the way we think about each other. See, we got to stop getting into this symbolic intellectual masturbation. You know, some of you guys talk that way just because you think it makes you sound smart and it makes you sound like you're enlightened or like you're woke. But as far as I'm concerned, you sound sleep to me. And you sound like you don't know what time it is. The time for talk has been over for a long time. We're in the action phase. We need action. If we're going to sound scientifical, let that science point to action that we can carry out right now to change our situation for the better. Because as of right now, none of this scientific talk, none of this conscious talk has kept us from being in a losing position. Let's start talking about things that's actually going to help us. Because the more we talk about, well, they taught us to hate ourselves 250,000 years ago, and we're still hating ourselves now. We're probably going to hate ourselves for 250,000 more years. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hate for another 200 years. We need to find a solution to stop doing it. Not talk about it for another 200 years. Not sit up here and say 50,000 times a day, well, they taught us to hate ourselves. They taught us to hate ourselves. They taught us to hate ourselves. What are we going to do to reverse that? Anybody have a clue? Can we start talking about that? I'm sorry, but I'm tired of all of the pseudo-consciousness shit. It's not getting us anywhere. We got a whole conscious community with a bunch of pseudo-scholars talking about bullshit that don't amount to a hill of beans. We got people over here debating about bullshit that don't amount to a hill of beans. We need action. When does the conversation turn to action? We don't need any more history lessons. We know about Nat Turner. We know about Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Thurgood Marshall, and on and on and on. We know about Egypt. We know about Kemet. We know about the Metanetta. We know about the coffin text. We know about the hieroglyphics. We know about the damn pyramids. We don't need to keep being told about it. Wait a minute. When are we going to put this so-called higher state of consciousness together, right? You pseudo scholars with all of this street shit talking about you're on a higher state of consciousness. All right, so what does that mean? What does it mean?
I'm hoping it means they learn to love themselves.
So what? You walk around here in a higher state of consciousness, thinking about? I mean, I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. Is it going to help you do something for your people? Because I haven't seen this higher state of consciousness produce a damn thing. We need production, people, not pseudo scholars. We need production. We don't have a damn thing. We own less than 1/2 of a goddamn percent of wealth of this country. That's nothing. We need production. As far as I'm concerned, you pseudo scholars ain't no different than rappers, as far as I'm concerned. We need people with working information that we can use to get ourselves out of a losing position. I'm not interested in being a star at the very top or the very bottom. I want to get out from under the bottom, period. All this shit sitting around talking about this deep shit. Yeah, well, the Bible was written by King James, and King James fucking had a goddamn affair with King Tut. I don't want to hear all of that, man. That doesn't do a damn thing for us. Can't you see that it doesn't do anything for us? All we do is talk about it. It doesn't do a damn thing for us. It has not changed one thing for us. Not one damn thing. And we keep talking about it like something is going to change. And that's all we do is talk. Got a bunch of pseudo intellects here talking about something. Yeah, you know, black people 200 years ago in Nat Turner, and then they did this with the, and they did that with the. Nobody has any solutions. Nobody is talking about what we're going to do to stop hating each other. What are we going to do to get ourselves working together as a people? Those are the conversations I'm interested in having. I'm not interested in this Egypt shit. I don't give a damn about Egypt. I don't give a damn about what happened 10,000 years ago. We need to know what's going on right now and how we're going to get ourselves rectified now, corrected now. I'll be right back, y'all. Dane, take up for me real quick.
Okay. So what's the solution for our loving ourselves and our genetic makeup and get all that negativity out of our mind playing on a constant loop? Do we go and hug them and goes, I love you. You need to love yourself too. Get them therapy. All the ones that are obviously hating, get them some therapy, psychologists, is that a one way to do it? Let's see. Okay, get the ones that's loving every other group but their own. Kidnap them. What they call it? Have them anti-hate yourself propaganda campaign.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, like I was saying, so I'm just tired of hearing this whole conscious shit. It hasn't done anything for us. We've been conscious for what? Over 80 years now? We haven't did a damn thing. All it does is create more pseudo intellects who think that they're doing something by regurgitating the same shit that they heard somebody else say. Cats walking around talking about they conscious, but don't even know what the hell it means. Talking about, I understand we have knowledge of what happened to us. I get it, right? But we need knowledge on how to correct it. Can't keep telling us what happened to us over and over and over and over again and not give us any goddamn information on how to correct it or fix it. How about we get some intellectuals walking around, running around here talking about fixing this shit. How about we get the conscious community focused on fixing us? And what can we do to stop hating each other? I'm tired of hearing about how we hate each other. I'm ready to hear how we stop hating each other. Does anybody have that conversation? Any of these pseudo scholars out there that can break that down on some deep shit? Uh-oh. Damn, am I still hot?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they listening. Okay, well, let's do a sound check just to be on safe side. Everyone, we need some ones in the chat to see if y'all listening or you can hear us. Did y'all drop off? Yeah. In the meantime, okay. Okay, there's one.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dame. I'm gonna have to take a quick break here. I got to get some fuel.
Okay.
But try to stay. Don't get into these long things and run everybody out of here. Okay. Let's try to stay close to what's going on, and we got problems. Like I said, I'm just tired of hearing, and no disrespect to those who like to research and all that. That's fine and all. I'm cool with all that. But I'm just sick and tired of hearing about Egypt. I'm tired of hearing about all of this consciousness, and we aren't doing anything with it. All you conscious niggas haven't done a damn thing to help black people. Not one thing. And a lot of you are selfish. I guess consciousness means selfishness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys simply, you conscious niggas keep running right here talking about you on a higher frequency. Are you teaching the next brother or sister how to get on that same frequency or higher? Because then if that's what you were doing, then you would be helping your people. But if you're just keeping this so-called information to yourself and you know how to vibrate on a higher frequency, right? But you're not helping your brother and sister vibrate on a higher frequency, then you're not doing anything to help your people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're no different than a person who sits on the sideline and watches everything go on. And then come and talk about it. Like, yeah, I'm on a higher frequency, and brothers and sisters got to get on high. Okay, I'm tired of we have to get on a higher frequency. Somebody needs to teach how to get on a higher frequency. I keep hearing people talking about their teachers, right? They haven't heard them taught. They haven't taught shit. How the fuck are you a teacher and you don't teach anything? I mean, I've been to some of these chat rooms, some of these live streams. I keep hearing, I'm a teacher and I'm a teacher. And I come away thinking, well, damn, I haven't learned shit. So what the hell are you teaching? I haven't learned anything. I mean, I heard you sit up there and talk this shit about some stuff that's really irrelevant to us. But what have you taught? Nothing. I can't tell you how many of these live streams I've gone to with these so-called teachers and came away empty-handed. You came away not knowing a damn thing, didn't learn anything new. Just a bunch of regurgitated rhetoric from books. Somebody else's thoughts. Who wrote the book 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 and 50 years ago. So all these people tell you, man, you're going to listen to this shit. They give you shit that somebody wrote 20, 30, 40 years ago. Well, he wrote this book back in 1767. Damn, really? Yeah. Well, shit, did they even have a barber back then? Yeah, and they think this is some serious shit.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't swearing down. They doing something like, yeah, man. You need to go read this book, man. You need to go read this book. It's called "Mama, Guess Who Ate the Last Piece of Chicken?" Written by some slave man back in 1235. Damn. Did they have a pen and paper back then, motherfucker? I mean, you know what the? And that's what's going on. So it's just a bunch of useless fucking information and rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And basically, these guys are just posing and grandstanding. All this grandioso shit. These motherfuckers with their grandioso, over the top fucking titles. A lot of grandstanding, a lot of posing. You know, a lot of self fucking intellectual masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
I read this book. I read that book. Nigga, are you doing anything to help black people? Did you read a book on how to help black people? Because if you did, that would be a useful book. Apparently, they haven't read any books on how to help black folk, but they read books on other shit that don't have anything to do with black people, or has something to do with black people 12,000 years ago. Like those black people still exist today. It's a bunch of bullshit, people, that's going on. You know, it's bullshit, and it's a lot of games. It's a lot of deception, a lot of misdirection. They tell you that they scholars and they read these books, and you swear up and down they have information that's going to help you, and they don't. It's entertainment at best. Nothing really is going to help you. And if you notice, we have all these so-called scholars, right? And we're still in a losing position. How the hell are we still in a losing position with all these so-called great minds? That these motherfuckers tell you that they're the smartest people on the goddamn planet. All right, then how come we still in a losing position? How come black folks are still losing? Where are all of these great minds? Where are they? They swear up and down that they are the smartest people. I done heard some of them say that they are the smartest people around. They are the smartest people on the planet. All right. If we have all of these big brain people, why are we still in a losing position with no end in sight? It seems that we're destined to lose forever. How come our position hasn't changed? How come we don't own any more wealth in this country? How come our kids are killing each other like fucking animals, wild ass animals? How come our youth are attacking their own mothers? How come we got so many sissy bims and you know, effeminate niggas who hate women? Surely with all of these great minds, we can get ourselves out of this situation, right? Isn't that what great minds supposed to do? Aren't they supposed to find solutions? I mean, don't get. I'm just asking. I don't claim to be a scholar. I'm just using common sense. All these so-called great minds, they're supposed to get you out of situations, right? Well, we have all of these great minds, and we seem to be getting worse. And nothing is happening. So something is wrong. Somebody's lying. Either we don't have the brain power that we claim to have, we don't have the people that we claim to have, or the people don't give a damn about us. And maybe they count themselves amongst the elite, the top 10 or 1%, and don't give a fuck about the rest of us. Because I can't figure out that if we got all these big brain motherfuckers and we're still losing, something is wrong. Somebody's lying somewhere. Dane, take over for me. I gotta get some food. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's see.
Okay, now listen to this here, right? You got Kendall saying, we have to understand that our language, culture, religion, rituals, customs, traditions were beat, tortured, programmed, socially engineered, and domestically terrorized out of us. Yeah, we already know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm talking about. They keep regurgitating the same shit like we don't know it. Will somebody start regurgitating what we're going to do about it?
Okay.
Will somebody start regurgitating how we're going to change it?
Mm-hmm.
We can't just stay this way. Well, we have to understand that our language, culture, religion, rituals, customs, traditions were beaten, tortured, and programmed, socially engineered, and domestically terrorized out of us. Come on, man. We can't just stay like that. Does that sound like something you want to continue to be? Think about that for a second, people. He wrote all of this in here to enlighten us or to educate us, right? When you read the contents of what he wrote, is that something you want to continue to be like? I know I don't. I don't want to continue to be a person who had his language, culture, religion, rituals, customs, traditions, that were beaten, tortured, and programmed, socially and engineered, domestically and terrorized out of me. I don't want to continue to be like that. I want to be somebody else, don't you? This is what I'm talking about. We have all these scholars, these pseudo scholars with the so-called intellectual information, conscious information, but they don't have any real information that can help us. Where is the information to help us not be? Well, we have to understand that our language, culture, religion, rituals, customs, traditions were beaten, tortured, and programmed, socially engineered, and domestically terrorized out of us. Where's the information to help us not be that? Can somebody come in here with information that can help us not be that? I'll be right back, Dane.
All right.
I'm going on mute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. We have to get new two. Okay. Okay, we got to get new two. Okay, good to see you, McCoy. Okay. Okay. Okay, we can't get our language back. We're not even certain if what language our ancestors spoke. Not to mention they were from different tribes, or even if some cases, I believe the tribe that most of our ancestors came from no longer exists in Africa. We the lost tribe of Africans. Okay, culture. No, not what our ancestors had before they got kidnapped. Um, Religion, same thing with that. Rituals, hey, same thing. Customs, traditions. Okay, so our ancestors did what they could. They kept as much of their culture, their religion, their rituals as they could. hmm And they have embedded it into what tradition, customs, or religion they were um, uh, um, able to have. Okay, so that I'm like, you can keep researching if you want, but it's not gonna come back because a lot of that is gone because of what they did to make sure we don't have it. Because as long as we have a common language, religion, ritual, customs, we can get together. Be okay. So those are the past. They just gonna be gone. We're gonna have to work what we got in the present. Okay. Now, now, the customs, the traditions, and stuff we have now, are okay. Let's go a little back, not to the present. Let's go. Okay, say about 1950, 1940s. Okay, we're losing the communityness of that we're all in this together. We gotta work and take care of each other because nobody else will, and we're not part of that society. We're never going to be. And it was, and we just want them to stop. We just wanted to stop killing us, stop destroying everything that we built. Basically, we just wanted to be left alone. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah, but you know what? There's one thing of reading. Okay, if you're going to read, right? How about reading something that's going to have you create something that's going to change something? Like, if you're just reading to read for the sake of history and you're not prepared to do anything about it, then you're just reading in vain. See, I'm all for reading, but I want to be very useful when I'm reading. I want to read useful things. I don't just want to, if I want to read for leisure, I'll do that every now and then. But we're in a serious situation. We don't have time to read for leisure. We need to read something that's going to be effective to help us get out of this shit. Now, we keep saying the same thing over and over again, right? That we need to read and find out what they did to us. Well, we already know what they did to us. What's the next step? That's what the problem is. We haven't got to the next step yet. We know what they did to us. We don't have to keep hearing it. But that's the only thing that keeps coming is that what they did to us. We know that. How are we going to fix it? We need the next step. We got step one already. Yes, we know the history. We know what happened. We know what they did to our ancestors. We know we've been tortured and beaten, our language and stuff. We know all that. What do we do now? And that's what we don't have. We don't have step two. We know step one like the back of our hand because you pseudo Negroes won't let us forget it because that's all you talk about. We need step two. That's what we don't have. Okay, my bad. Let me get this fuel. I'll be right back there.
yeah, okay. All right. Okay. And besides, I don't want to get into intellectual debate about do you trust the source of what you're reading? Because I don't know what you're reading, Kendall. because it could be suspect because hey, that's another way that they retrain us, you know, by giving us information that they choose to give, you know. But anyway, well, one of the first thing we can do is it's a suggestion. Okay, we clean up our communities. We take out the trash, and I'm not just talking about the regular trash. You know, take out the trash, recycle it, try to retrain it or make it useful again. All right. Let me see. Is it refurbish? I know there's another term for it when you turn trash into something useful or whatever. Anyway, it'll come to me. Yeah, and it don't just apply to the debris that's running around the community or trash. We're talking about the trash of the community. We got way more trash and not enough trash men. Yeah, and we need different type of trashmen. Trashmen to take it out, dump it somewhere. Trash that can find usefulness out of the trash, um, and bring it forth so it be useful again. Recycle it, fix it up to to where it was working like it wasn't before. Okay, so that could be a step to take to the community. Taking out the trash, recycling the trash, repurposing the trash, recycling it. And yeah, the trash of the community. All right. Or, you know, working with his quirks. Anyway, that could be one way. Once you get that under the hand, or you get that on the way, the next thing could be uh making sure that that we're trained and licensed to protect ourselves. Yeah, you got it, Kendall. uh to protect ourselves, because just as in all other things, whenever we try to pull ourselves up, build, there will be elements that'll come in to tear it all down and destroy it. Yeah. Stop getting distracted by all the things that's going on in the other dominant society. Pay attention to it, but don't let it get us distracted. Don't let us get caught up and splintered into these different things. Whether that's politics, um, I'm trying to think of all other ways that we get splintered off because we got divisions of every different sort when it comes to politics, division of every different sort when it comes to religion. Um, yeah, we got to learn to work past our divisions. That's how our ancestors ended up here in the first place. Uh, they were thinking tribal in their tribe, and that anybody that weren't their tribe was the enemy, and they were warring against them. Okay, yeah, learn from the history of what that tribalism, and then somebody coming, an outsider coming in, and using your tribalism rivalry to get rid of you, to distract you. Let's see, putting information, skill, and resources together. Play Jenga. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, and every time it looks like we're getting distracted, pull each other's coattail and bring us back. Hey, that they set you up. The Crips and Blood Okay, that you could say that's a tribalism that went to extreme. It's like you started off protecting your community, and then you end up being a detriment to your community, and you use the tools of the dominant society to better yourselves at the expense of either your community or another community that were still your people. Gotta stop thinking community as that particular city, that particular block, that particular town. Your community is black people, period. Just because you selling poison in the black community over there, don't mean you ain't selling to your community. Just because you don't live there, you don't know those black people, don't mean you ain't poisoning your community. Cause it ain't gonna just stay over there. Okay. All right. Uh take if you're gonna be taking in knowledge, studying, reading, make it one that's purposeful and that you can utilize it. If you're gonna learn history, you learn um, the history so you don't repeat it, so you don't make the same mistakes, so you can grow from it. But if you can't, if there's no purpose to it, all it is just information, then then take it in and just put it down to the side. Okay, I got information, but it don't serve any purpose, or I can't use it at this moment. Put it aside and move on to something that you can. Uh, expand your skills. Okay, you have a skill in one area, but it wouldn't hurt to expand the skills into other areas. Yeah, yeah. And it don't matter what it is. It's a skill. A trade skill especially. Because right now, anybody that's a plumber and they go into Texas, they gonna make some money. You know. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if plumbers from all over the state ain't gonna be conversion on Texas any minute. And if you have your own vehicle and equipment, shoot, all you need to do is add a trailer to it to bring some supplies, because a lot of the supply places right there in Texas gonna be cleaned out. So you might need to bring some in. Okay. All right. Knowledge of the skills. Once you get knowledge of a skill, pass it on to somebody else. Train somebody. Apprentice. Younger sibling, cousin. Oh, shoots, older people that want to learn something new. Dang it, pull them in. Don't keep those skills to yourself. That was part of the problem. Don't let the information, the skills, or whatever it is die with you. I don't care if it's a family recipe on a certain type of pie. Pass it on. Write it down. Pass it to the next generation. If they're not interested, write it down. Somebody, if not that particular generation of your family, but the next will be interested. Don't wait till you're old and gray and about to die, because that's usually what happens. Sometimes it don't it take the grandchild or great grandchild that shows an interest, or to learning that. We have taught to hate ourselves. We can teach ourselves how to love ourselves again. Peace, Max. Yeah, but it might take one person at a time. If you see someone that's obviously hating themselves and showing sign, are you gonna pull them to the side and say, "Look, man, I see, whatever it is, you might need to go back to school and become a therapist, so you can teach your people how to love themselves again. Get through the psychological issues or traumas or whatever it is that causing them to hate themselves, and teach them how to love themselves again." Hey, that could be one way. We need more. We need more black therapists and psychiatrists, and because and who can take in what the white people going to is going to teach them, but don't in in understand that that's their thing. You got to do. Our psychology is different from white people. Certain things you can, but but you're gonna have to find that out for yourselves. You might have to talk with black psychologists and find, especially those that have years of practice and have dealt with black patients, and talk with them, see how they deal with black patients and what's going on and stuff like that, from everything, because and talk to therapists that deal with PTSD, because hey, we all say that the black community as a whole has trauma, and we almost born into PTSD. If we don't have it at birth, we gonna soon have it depending on our environment, or we have various form of it, and sometimes it don't hit us till later, or we that's part of the reason why there's a lot of alcohol or drug addiction, because they're trying to self-medicate. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, is y'all getting any ideas? Hey, don't let me just be flowing with possible ideas. Hey, throw them out there. Don't keep that stuff to yourself. Don't let it die with you. Don't let it stay in your brain. You know, so even if it doesn't sound to you like it could help, maybe somebody can take it and build on it, and make a go out of it. Because sometimes some things are, or if it's yours is a build on top of somebody else's invention. There's some inventions where there was an invention to improve on another invention. An idea can improve on an already idea. Yeah. So, hey, whew, I think I might just throw the link in the chat. Maybe you don't feel like typing it all up. Maybe you just want to verbalize it. Let's see. All right, let me put the link in the chat and see about anybody want to come up. All right. Am I talking to myself? It's awfully quiet in there. Nobody's chatting. Putting info, skills, and resources together and play Jenga. Uh, uh, uh. Let's see. Did I miss part of the conversation? Okay. Yeah. Kendall, you seem to be, really thinking about hating ourselves. That's why I was saying you might have to go back to school or go to school, um, look into psychology, therapy, and see how we can be taught to how you can get a person who hates themselves to love themselves again. You know, and since that seemed to call you about our hating ourselves, maybe that's the thing that you need to do. Yeah, some of us think we need to take out the trash of the community. Some think we need to start at the children and teach them all the stuff that is slowly being getting lost, because hey, there's generations that we might not be able to save or repurpose or pull them back or you know yeah, black business too, Nikki. Yeah, good to see you, Nikki. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, because we did talk about that. Yeah, and we need black psychologists, a good source of black psychology, Roy book and his book Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery and Know Thyself. Okay, so what you gonna do if you run? Okay, wait a minute. Is this wait a minute? This book is this to help a psychologist break the change psychological slavery? Know thyself. Wait a minute. That says know thyself. Okay? I'm gonna have to look at the book myself to see, but it sounds like it's not saying anything about love yourself. But hey, it could be a start. But is it coming at it from a psychologist teaching somebody how to do that? Or is it coming from the fact to help you as a person, a lay person, who don't know anything about psychology to how to break the chains? So are you gonna break the chains yourself? Or are you helping a person to break the chain? And for the It's two different books. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you did say books. I'm sorry. When I see the word "and" written out there, I keep thinking it's like one long, you know. Okay, my bad. Okay, so breaking the chains of psychological slavery. So I'm assuming that one is psychologists helping psychologists to break the chains of slavery. And the Know Thyself is the book for the layman who's kind of like the self help of love yourself, know yourself, love yourself type thing. Okay. Oh, I'll have to find both of them, look at them. But hey, it's a start. It's the beginning. And since you're reading psychology books, so you're thinking about doing something like that? Or is this for your own, personal research? Or is this interesting books, a couple of interesting book by uh, a black professional that you're just curious about? Okay, in African psychology. Okay, okay. There's papers in African psychology. All right, that's good. It'll help out the Africans. Uh-huh. Okie dokie. Okay. All right. Well, that's okay, but hey, that didn't answer the question. Are you thinking about becoming a psychologist? Is that the way you want to go? Um, or is that just one of a bunch of ways that you want to implement? Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. Building a black business. Make sure you get learn some business skills because we kind of do business. Uh, Open a business and don't know anything about business. We treat the uh a business like we budget in our household, which it could be fine. You get away with it for a time point, but there's also other things. But hey, yep, building businesses, planning on expanding. Yeah, yeah, yep. And let's see. Yeah, I remember. Wait a minute. I think it was Kendall who was talking about Black Wall Street. I would like to see a garage turn into a tiny house. What are we finna put some homeless people in there? Cause I know for a while that we had a bunch of tiny houses that were given to that was turned into well, I guess you could say it was a garage turned into a tiny house. Um and they had like a bunch of it was meant for homeless men who did not want to stay in homeless shelter. It's like all in one house, you know, one room, okay, bedroom, kitchen, dining area, bathroom, yeah, something like that. And and it was put in a certain area for the homeless in the community. But it was but at the time they were thinking more along the lines of homeless men because a lot of the homeless women they had children, so um so they need something more than just a one room house. We can try to swing it too. Okay. All right. So simplify our life, get rid of excess clutter, try to live simply, within your means. Okay. Learn to budget our money, learn to cook for people, you know, community. Let's see. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think of. Okay, what else is going on? And I could. Okay, let me see. Let me go back a little bit to something Kendall was saying, and I give possible things we could do. Let's see. No, not that. Okay, we talked about how we can fall back in love without dominant genetics. This a therapy.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Listen, let me address something. I saw something in the chat. Kendall, let
Uh-huh.
me explain something, brother. No one is saying anything about black people shouldn't read. Okay? We're not suggesting that on this channel. We would never tell black people not to improve themselves intellectually. What I am saying is that we need to read books that's going to help us make a real change. And that's what we haven't done. You see, basically, what we got is a lot of good knowledge about other people that we sit around and we talk about, but it doesn't change our situation. We're still in white supremacy. We're still getting shot. We're still killing each other as well. So all of this stuff that we read hasn't helped us, hasn't changed us one bit. We need to read books on how we're going to make a change. But you know what I think it is? I think that black people don't want to change. I think that you want to run around here and live off of symbolic hope. That's why you do a lot of reading because I guess it's it replaces the fact that you don't have the courage to do what's necessary in order to change your reality and our reality. So I guess reading helps compensate for the lack of courage. We do a lot of reading, but we have not done a lot of improving. Matter of fact, I would say we haven't improved much at all. So where has the reading gotten us? We have not improved. And you know what? You guys have suggested one book after another, right? Hey, this person said that. This person said this. This person said that. Know your history. Okay, we know our history. What are we going to do to get out of this situation we're in now? When will we start to have those conversations? You see, I heard a brother say one time, right, that he taught his son his history, told him who he was as a black man, right? Well, I know his son. His son grew up to be a bum. His son grew up to be homeless and jobless. You know why? Oh, his son was smart. He could read and everything, right? He taught him that he was a black man, but he forgot a couple of important things. He taught him, he didn't teach him how to work. He didn't teach him how to create a job for himself. He didn't give him no real useful skill. See, that's what I'm talking about. Are we just going to pass down books to our kids? And while they're reading books, they're falling further and further behind because other races are producing. It's about production out here, brother, not reading. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't get a fundamental education, don't learn how to read and write, don't read. No. But in the real world, it's about production. It's about what you can produce. So while we're leaving books and book collections down to our kids, they're falling further and further behind because they can't produce anything. The Asian kid is outproducing our kids because the Asian father teaches his child, his son, something that will allow him to produce. The Hispanic kid is ahead of our kid because he knows how to produce. He's being taught how to produce. Our kids aren't being taught how to produce. They produce nothing. And they seem to be settling for the fact that you can walk around here, regurgitate a little bit about your history and your ancestors, and that's okay. And that's what a lot of you brothers are cool with, right? You're cool with the Hotep shit, running around here with your unks, espousing some BS about Kemet in Egypt, and be absolutely non-productive and not be counted in this society. Nobody fears us because we don't produce. We're non-productive. We're just a bunch of shit talkers. We're going to run around in our costumes. Hotep. Remember when Hotep came out? That was the new thing? All these so-called Hotep niggas. We treat everything like a goddamn fad, like a goddamn joke. When will you understand that we don't produce anything? And in this world, it's about what you can produce. And right now, black people don't produce diddly squat. I don't care how many books you read. You need to read one that's going to teach us how to produce. Living off symbolism, that's not production. Telling me about the pharaohs of 15,000 years ago, that's not production. I mean, it's good to know, but it doesn't help me produce anything. Okay? It's kind of like this here, right? If you get a non-black child, right, and you present them this, you present them some books about Egypt that they can learn about their history, or you can give them something or present something else to them, like a trade skill or something that where they can produce a product to where they can make money, they're going to take the other one. They're going to take the trade skill. They don't give a damn about that book. They can always come back for the book. They're gonna, but black kids take the books and leave his trade skills behind. You know why? Because that's the misguidance of the father. The father's mental is backwards. The black father teaches his son how to be non-productive. Teaches him how to be an intellectual, but he's non-productive. That's why he's failing at leadership, because his leadership produces nothing. That's why he failed in that fatherhood, because his fatherhood produces nothing, because he's never there. He's even failing at being a man. So my thing is the black father is backwards. That's why his children are backwards. And they don't produce anything. Non-black children, they produce. They own businesses. They make they make products. They know how to build shit, push it together. They are mad productive. They got money. They on top of the world. We are not. We don't produce a goddamn thing. We work for the non-black people who are productive. They give us jobs. We don't employ them. They employ us. And you guys are happy with that. And you know what? And as long as you go around here with this Hotep shit and this symbolic intellectualism, you're going to continue to be last. And you're going to continue to be the people that no one gives a damn about. And you're going to continue to be a people that don't produce shit.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Kendall. Black psychology, yeah. But we need something functional, though. See, one of the ways to stop this shit, Kendall, is that we have to start doing something different. See, you can straighten a lot of minds out all at once if you gave them something constructive to do. Like we can get a couple of bad boys who are fucked up in the head, right? Get them some tools and put them on a construction site and put them to work, building something. Eventually, it'll clear their minds out. We have to start doing something, man. We can't just keep sitting around talking about some Hotep shit. It sounds good and all, but it doesn't produce a goddamn thing.
Not to mention for a lot of people that's going through trauma of some sort or recovery, them being able to build, fix, or create things help them
Yes,
with the trauma.
yes, it helps. It helps ease the mind, you know? It strengthens the mind. It feeds the mind. It gives the mind something else to think about, you know? Starts to get the creative part of the mind working. You're fixing something. You're working on something. You're getting something going. And you can get these guys involved. Listen, some of the best builders, right, in this world were insane. That's right. Some of your master builders were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Hmm.
Man,
Yeah, and I think we should um have the next the kids coming up go into the what you call those skills uh uh wo- um
well, I
uh
call them nation building skills
yeah, nation building
because
skills.
these skills have been around since the beginning of time. Matter of fact, these skills are how you built everything. Brick masonry, you know, architecture. That's how you built everything. Brick masonry, all that. You need
Carpentry,
these skills. Yeah, carpentry. Can't go
electrician.
wrong. You can't go wrong with those two skills. Carpentry and brick masonry can't go wrong with. You just can't. Okay, that's in everything. Okay, you can't go wrong with that.
Mhm. Yeah, and also electrician, plumbing, welding. Um, oh, of course, auto mechanic, diesel mechanic. Um, yeah, but a lot of those don't require them to go to college. They're trade, and there's let me see, uh, there's programs. Okay, like the job course. They teach carpentry, electricity, uh, mechanic, and stuff like that. And for carpentry, if they go into the advanced
Well,
stage,
when you really look at the social skills, right,
mhm, mhm,
English and stuff like that, right. Other than the fact that you needed to read and write, fill out documents, basically, what else is its use, right? Its use is just to socially get along with other people. That's pretty much it. You know, you have conversations with other people. You sit on talk shows, whatever. You talk about shit, whatever. That's pretty much what it is. It's not really anything. I guess you need it in life, right, to a certain degree. But it's really about these skills. The skills have created just about everything you see out here. Okay, all this stuff came about because of production. People who know how to produce. People who can create out of nothing. Create shit out of nothing. If I think of something right now, I can go and start to build it. I can go and start to put it together. You know, and not that I shit on people who read. I read too, but I'm not so impressed by what you read. I'm more impressed about I'm more impressed about how well you think on your own without being influenced by somebody else's thoughts. You know, my thing is the stuff you're reading. Can you write that? Are you capable of writing what you read? Most of you would probably say no, right? Because you think the person that wrote the book is smarter than you. So I mean, you probably wouldn't think that way. No, I can't write this. Sure, you could. What makes the person who wrote the book that much smarter than you? What makes you think that that person who wrote that book is doing something you can't do? But many of you will probably believe that you couldn't do it. Like, okay, you just read this brilliant book. Could you write a book like that? No, man, I ain't got it in me. Ah, but you just read it. If you read it, how come you can't write it? A lot of you don't even have any confidence in yourselves, man. So, but getting back to what I was saying, we started this conversation off about you're not white, and you're not. And we're going to end the conversation because it's getting late. And Dan, you want to say something before we get out of here?
Okay.
What's
Okay.
going on in the chat? First, check to see what's going on in the chat.
Let me see. Nikki was saying trade. Yes. Um. Um. Kendall was agreeing with you about the psychological and to build and stuff, have them build stuff or do something. And he's like, yeah, that Booker T
My thing
wants.
is, my thing is this here, right?
Uh-huh.
If y'all don't think building is important, right? Think about that when you go home and sit down in that big, beautiful house you live in, or that nice, comfortable apartment, or that car you're driving, or that business you go to, or that job you go to, or that school you go to. Somebody built all that. Somebody built all of that. Somebody built that car. They built those homes you live in. They built them places of unemployment. Gainful employment. Somebody built all of this stuff. Take a look around you. The next time you go outside the street, there's buildings everywhere. And they're still building. Building will continuously go on throughout our lifetime. They're still building. Buildings go up and get torn down every day. So I'd rather be a builder. So what else going on in the chat, Dan? Did it slow down?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Everybody listen. Okay.
All right, gang. Let's say what you guys say, Dan. And let's get on out of here.
Okay. All right. Okay. You were saying about the Egyptians, Black Egyptians, the first Black Mason, first architecture. All right. Use that knowledge to help encourage children, the next generation into building and trade, and use every knowledge that you can to encourage them to kind of direct them.
See, my thing is here, right? If you're going to say that, if you're going to teach a child, okay, the Egyptians was the first Black Mason and all that, right? Then teach him how to build something. Teach him how to lay brick. I was watching Black Sands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing Rob was teaching his nephew. When his nephew fell, and he smacked him in the mouth and knocked him down, and then he gave him a tongue lashing, right? The kid learned what he was told, right? So that's what you got to do with information like that. If you're going to say you're the first Black brick mason, whatever, say, okay, listen, son, I'm going to teach you how to lay this brick. I'm going to teach you how to do this. You know why? Because the first brick mason was Black. And when he was Black, he laid brick like this is the way I'm going to teach you. Teach him how to lay the damn brick, rather than just tell him that the first brick mason was Black. What use is it if you tell him that the first brick mason was Black, but you didn't teach him how to lay brick? And this is what I'm talking about with all these pseudo intellects. They just tell you that the first mason was Black. They don't teach nobody how to lay brick, though, because they don't know themselves. They're just out here regurgitating for a living and getting cash apps and trying to pass it off as real intelligence. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like Max said, if you do research, you don't know how, if you don't know how to lay brick, learn how to lay brick. When I said expand your skills, go into areas you didn't know, and if you're going to do research, go into the research of how did the Black Egyptian make their bricks, lay their bricks, their architecture, how they design all that other stuff, so you can show and also pass along the
Oh,
information
Abby.
too.
Guess who's up here? Abby's up here.
Uh-huh.
Abby, you awake?
Yeah. Okay. Kendall said, yeah, Max, that's why Booker T. Washington and W. Du Bois were briefing. Booker T. Washington wanted black people to focus on trades, but Du Bois wanted black academics. They were both
well, you
right.
can well you can actually have both, right?
Uh-huh.
If one complements the other.
Uh-huh.
But you cannot have both if one rejects the other, which is what they were doing. That's why they couldn't come together. You see, Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois, that's an example of how not to be. That's not what you want. That's what you call divide. They both were too headstrong to find a way to compromise so one idea can complement the other and we become one strong unit. They both was too strong, strong, and went their separate ways and basically put one against the other. Now we have neither. That's a classic example of how not to be. I know people will be like, yeah, they were beefing it. No, but that's not how you want to do it. Why would you want? Okay, if we're supposed to be coming together as a people, right? Why are we beefing? We both have two powerful ideas. Let's find a way to make those ideas work together. Let one complement the other.
Uh-huh.
But fighting against each other and say, hey, my way is better than your way. If we're not doing it my way, then I'm taking my ball and going home. The other one has the same idea. Now we both lose. Now we're losing.
Uh-huh.
Because now we don't have the benefit of either coming together as one unit, making us strong all the way around with no weaknesses.
Yeah.
I like the fact that both of them working together, academics along with trade skills along with academics. I like both to work together.
Yeah.
That's what black people have to start doing. We have to stop. We got to put together, put aside these petty differences. We got to put aside this light skin, dark skin shit. We have to start working together. We have to start taking in each other's ideas and see if we can make these ideas work together. W. Du Bois and what's the name?
Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington. Well, too heavy.
I'm sorry.
Booker T. Washington created a lot of stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had a lot of shit going on. So, Du Bois kind of faded out after a while, but Washington got a lot of shit going on, man. I mean, he invented a lot of shit.
Yeah. Not to mention, there's nothing said that a brick mason or a carpenter
Hey,
can't
wait a minute.
be an architect.
Okay, here's another thing too, right? Who said that people with trade skills have to be academically stupid? Who said that? Because are you guys assuming that people with trade skills are dumb? If that's what you're thinking, I hope that's not what you're thinking. Because they're not dumb, not at all.
No. But I was thinking that's how these two, the academic and the trades, could have complemented each other. You know, as trade, you're learning trades like brick masonry, carpentry, and all the thing that's required in construction, from the ground, from the bottom up, and from hands-on experience, as also with the training that you got for that trade. But and you can take that and go to college for architecture, since you knowing it from the ground up right into the trade. The architecture is just more book learning and design, and you'll be a better architect because you know from actually working and building, and not just from a knowledge of what it takes for a building. You actually experienced it, the building of it. Hmm. Oh, okay. Um, Aaron Collins says some of us have a crab mentality, unfortunately, and Kendall said there's a lot of blue millionaires.
You know what, man?
Hmm.
Our rhetoric is messed up, man.
Hmm.
I listen to how a lot of us talk. We talk in symbols, man. We talk. We don't have any real. We're not deliberate when we talk. I mean, we done been like listen to this mumbo jumbo for so long. That's the way we talk. We talk mumbo jumbo. We don't talk like we have a solid foundation, like we're about to really get something done. We don't have any real pointed things to say. It's just a bunch of sym- symbolism, you know? I mean, if you go up to a black man, especially a social media black man, start talking about something, well, why the community is the way it is and what we're going to do to get out of it. Start talking about Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and shit. And that's the end of it. Ain't gonna tell you shit else. You know? Gonna start running down names. That's pretty much how we get down, man. Ain't nobody really coming with no hard hitting solution. It's just Marcus Garvey all the time. Is Meg. I mean, it's just a bunch of names. We're just running down names. Like you got them dudes in the New Wabians, right? They can tell you all this shit about Egypt and Kemet and what Kemet used to be, and tell you all these illustrious stories about fucking Nephilim and giants and shit. Some old wild shit to keep you entertained, right? But can't tell you a goddamn thing about black people today and what black people need to do to get the fuck out the situation that they're in. Can't tell you a damn thing. And got people following them and donating and making money, dude. Making money off these people. And all he's doing is telling you some shit you can't use. What good is it to know about the Nephilim or the Kemet or pre-diagnostic, and all this other shit if it can't help you? And that's all they talk about in that damn conscious community. Bullshit. All they do is debate each other, and people pay to see it. That's it. You give cash apps. These dudes debate about the Bible. I mean, it's just we in a lot of trouble, man. We're in a lot of trouble. We don't even talk. We don't even sound like we're about to do anything. We talk like we're not doing anything. We talk like we're cool with being nothing. We're cool with being nobodies. A symbol falls out of our mouth every time we open it. you know. Go ahead, Dane.
All right. Yeah. So, okay. So, what I was saying was that how they could have complemented each other. Okay. So he was about the academics, but there's nothing saying that we can't train and work at trade, to do the academics.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking about the construction trade because it's all in there: masonry, carpentry, electrician, plumbing, all that. All those are trade and build, but that those same people can still be an architect, you know. And then they take a whole nother dimension because they have worked in the
well,
construction and not just
well,
learning
well,
construction.
well. First of all, an architect isn't the end all be all. I mean, you could be an architect too, right? But
Uh-huh.
you could become uh, a master carpenter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen what a master carpenter can do?
Some of it, yeah.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, yo. They ain't no joke.
No.
You can become a master plumber. I mean, you can become a master electrician, a
Yeah.
master welder. Yeah, you ain't got to just go for architect. It's like everybody trying to shoot for intelligent. Okay, a master plumber is intelligent too. So is a master carpenter. All of these tradesmen are intelligent.
Okay. Um. Okay. Wasn't saying that they weren't,
No, I'm
but
not
I'm
saying
just saying
that, but
how.
people, I'm not
Mm-hmm,
saying that.
mm-hmm.
But people tend to give off the vibe like tradesmen are dumb and they're not. And they don't talk about taking those trade skills up the tree. They bring in something like architect, because architect's supposed to be heady and intellectual. Well, actually, it's really not the most heady and intellectual trade within trade skills.
Okay. Okay. So. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Maybe I don't know enough about the trade skills to
No, I'm
see
not talking
how
about you. I'm
the
just saying that
academic and
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying that people get so caught up,
mhm.
in intellect. These tradesmen aren't dumb people. You don't get to become a master carpenter by being unintelligent.
Okay. All right.
I'm not talking about you.
I know. I know. I'm hearing you.
All right, let's cut the stream. It's let's cue up the music.
Okay.
All right, everybody, we getting ready to shut it down. Appreciate you got the music queued up.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. A little tired. Gonna get on out of here. Appreciate it. Probably gonna take tomorrow off. We'll probably see you guys back on. Probably do a Gangsta Talk on Friday. If not, we'll see you on Ladies Night. All right. Thanks for all the new people for coming out. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the new subscribers. All right. All right, Dame. Here, let's get on out of here.
All
All
right.
right, Kendall, keep it coming, man. Let's keep building. All right,
Yeah,
y'all. Peace, power, and unity.
kids out there getting cream for the 9 fest, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game, going for mine. Alright. And this is the year when mad cats get peeled. So I'ma spark this line, kick the real. Bang 'em out. With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the thing. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo cash. popping. Kobe's cooking, beats copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid. Caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the flow in the half. Remy in the glass. Spark the boom, then I flash. They wanna confine me. Sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player. Hey, I don't want to see that. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine.